Hello, everyone. Hello. I trust that you all are well here in this beautiful YouTube community. I just completed a live, and in the live, I was sharing about this amazing mentorship program that God and I have been working on to be able to support people who are actively in their wilderness season. And it was very powerful. There was a moment in our preparation process where I paused and said, God, why are we doing this? And it wasn't to question him, it was to get into alignment with how this program was going to be coming to serve his children that are in the wilderness season, right? And what God began to show me was I have brought a whole host of my children into wilderness, and I started to see this vision of just a lot of God's children just literally being outside in a wilderness with like a backpack on, just trying to find their way. And what God began to speak to me about was some of them have never had a foundation with me before. Some of them have had small amounts of time with me. Some of them have had time with me and they've strayed away, right? For various different reasons. And they are in their wilderness season and they're struggling. They're having a hard time. And even when Moses went to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt, they needed a guide. In our modern day world, we call these guides mentors. Sometimes we may call them a guide, sometimes we may call them a coach. But I know for me, when I was in my wilderness season, I did not have the vocabulary or the vernacular to describe what that was. I didn't have anyone that says, Carisha, you are in a wilderness season. You are here with God. God has separated you because he needs to heal you, prune you, refine you, restore you, purify you, and get you ready for the work that he has for you, to get you ready for his purpose, to get you ready for your destiny, to get you ready and prepared to receive the promises that he has for you, to get you prepared for the promised land. And God also began to show me, kind of like me, where I had moments of, God, this is hard. I need help. When is this going to let up? I was going through, different times of anxiety and depression and feeling lost and very lonely. And God is saying, I have my children who have been crying, pleading to me. I have been hearing and seeing their afflictions. I've been hearing their frustrations and seeing their anger and wanting to go back out into Egypt, back out into the world. But I need them to be set aside with me, and I also need them to have some support, some mentorship of someone who is positioned and ready to take them through the wilderness and usher them into their promised land. And I just was like, wow. And I was when I was sitting with God and this was coming through, the only thing I could say is, what a blessing. What a blessing this is, that the Father loves us so much that he's just like, no, I don't want them to continue to suffer. I want this generation of my children to go through this process with as much support as they can, right? Some people who have gone through it, they have gained some tools. They know what scriptures to go to. They know why certain aspects and levels are happening in the wilderness season. And so in the program, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the different seasons within the wilderness season, why certain things are happening, why certain things are not happening, why you're having to pick up and move to a different country or different city or state, why you may have to leave your job. A lot of things go on in the wilderness season, y'all. And some of you are walking in the wilderness season blindly. And that is not our Father's desire for you anymore. So I recommend that you click the link in the description so that you can access the program. And when you do, don't question yourself. Don't keep asking, because if you're one of these people who have been journaling it out, sliding down the wall, I've had my sliding down the wall. Trust me when I tell you, I've had moments where I was angry at God, where I was crying, where I was yelling and stomping and all of the things. And I've had moments that were very beautiful and very blissful at the same time. But this level of support where God is assigning you someone who is going to walk you through it for the next 10 weeks. And if we need to do more work after the 10 weeks and it's in alignment with God, then we will do that. But right now, God is saying, we are going to take this journey for 10 weeks, starting on June the 18th, okay? Don't keep thinking about it. What God and I have done as well is that we set up an option that when it's time for you to check out, you can choose financing options where you don't have to pay the full amount right now. Like, this is how simple God wants it to be for some of you who cannot, financially afford to pay the full amount right now. Okay, so go ahead. Click the link in my description so that you can check out the program and see if this is something that you're being called to. And I don't want you to think about it too much. It's either a yes or it's a no. Okay? I love you, everybody.